Hello, and thank you so much for joining me for this bar workout today. You'll need two things for today's workout. You'll need your mat, and then you'll also need a sturdy chair because we'll be using the back as well as the seat. So let's get started with some squats. We'll turn and face the back of our chair. Weight is going to be in the heels, and then we're going to bend full range all the way down and up. Use your arms to reach forward. If you prefer, you could keep your hands on the back of the chair as well. Remember, throughout our bar classes, we always want to be mindful of a few things. One is core engagement. So every time the knees bend, be sure you're squeezing that core in nice and tight. And every time you stand, be mindful of good tall posture. Let's do 3 more, nice and low. Hold your third one down, and now we're going to come halfway up and back down. Keeping the knees soft, keeping the hips low. Again, weight in the heels. You can hold all 10 toes up if that is a good reminder for you like it is for me. And then we're going to hold it down. Now place your hands on your chair. Lift your right heel and then your left. Keep alternating right to left. One more on each foot. And then we're going to lift both heels at the same time. Lift and lower. Now remember, on these, we don't want to bounce up and down. So keep your hips low. Stay stable throughout the rest of the body. Just bring the heels up and down. Hold your next one up. This is your static hold. This is your time to really look at your form. Shoulders should be relaxed. Core should be engaged. Right now the heels are nice and lifted, and let's take it into our pulses. Quick, tiny pulses. 3, 2, 1, and we'll bring it up. All right, next we're going to do a sumo squat lunge combo. So let's start by lifting our right leg. We'll step back for a lunge, bending both knees, stand up, and then we'll step to the right for a sumo squat and back up. So back and bend, stand, squat, and stand. In those sumo squats, we want to be a little bit wider than shoulder distance, a little wider than the squat that we just did. Good posture on these, especially when we're taking it back to the lunge. I want you to really lift that chest up. Of course, you can always move faster than I'm moving. You can move slower than I'm moving. I want you to move at a pace that feels best for you. The next time we take it down into our lunge, let's stay there. Now half range up and down. Shoulders should be over hips. Core is pulled in. And hold. Shoulder check. Ab check, and pulse it. Little bitty pulses. 3, 2, and 1. And we'll switch it up. So this time, left foot's going to come back. So back and bend, stand, sumo, stand. Lunge it back, and step to the side for your squat. Keep it up. If you feel a little wobbly or off balance today, just slow it down. And of course, you have your chair. You could always hold on to that if it helps you feel a little bit safer. Keep it up. All right, we're going to meet in our next lunge and switch to half range movements. Shoulders over hips. Good posture through the back. Stay low. You can do it. Hold the next one down. Maybe you can tuck your hips forward a touch here. Check your form. And now we're going to pulse. 3, 2, 1. Bring it up. All right, now we're all going to use the back of our chair for our next exercise. We are going to combine a diamond and a staggered squat. So what we're going to do is start with our right foot in front of the left, and then our toes are going to turn out. So right foot in front, turn to the right, left foot in the back, turn to the left. And then we're going to lift the heels up. We're going to do this whole series in releve. Check for good posture. And then we're going to bend and squeeze. Bend, squeeze. We don't want to lean forward on this one. This is why I like to use the chair. That'll help you to keep your posture nice and upright. Bend and squeeze. Keep the core tight. Make sure you're not sticking your booty out. We want to make sure our hips are right under those shoulders. Whoop. Hold the next one down, and now half range up and down. You might start to feel a little bit shaky here, and that's a good thing. That's the bar shake. So push through it if you can. Of course, you can break if you need to. Hold your next bend. Press your hips forward. Drop your shoulders down. Draw your core nice and tight. And time to pulse up and down. 3, 2, 1. And switch it up. Left leg will come in front. Right foot behind. Turn your toes out. Bring your heels up. And same thing here. Bend and squeeze. Good posture through the spine. Keep your hips tucked under, pressing towards the back of your chair. The heels are lifted. They don't have to be super high here. We just wanted to definitely make sure they're up and off of the mat. And hold, half range, up and down. Stay in control. Let's go 2 more bends. You got it. Hold. Drop the shoulders. Hips push forward. And pulse it. 3, 2, 1. Fantastic. Moving on to curtsies. Today we're going to do a curtsy lunge with a hip raise to work even more the side of the leg. So make sure your arms distance from the back of your chair. We're going to start with the opposite leg out. We'll cross and bend for a curtsy, and then bring that knee up as you stand. Cross and bend, and lift. Chest is up. This is one where the body does like to, or the chest rather, likes to lean forward, but try to lift as you bend. Most of your weight is in your front heel, so every time you bend, press into that front heel. When it comes to the hip raise, the knee will travel forward if you're not mindful. We want the knee to stay in line with the hip here. So make sure it's back and not coming forward. Keep pressing down into your front heel. And we're going to hold our next curtsy down. Half range up and down. Still pressing into that front heel. Still have that nice upright posture. You got it. Any speed that works for you. Hold. Tuck your hips forward if you can. Drop those shoulders down. Squeeze your belly in. Time to pulse. Keep it up. You can do it. 3, 2, 1. And now we'll switch sides. I'm going to swing my chair to the other side. All right, same thing. Arms distance from the chair. Take the opposite leg out. We'll cross and bend and lift through the knee. Good. Be mindful of your upright posture. Keep the core tight. Weight through the front heel. Now you will have some weight in the back foot as well, but just make sure we're focused on pressing down into that front heel. And then, of course, make sure the knee is not coming to the front. We're keeping it in line with the body. Good. We're going to do 2 more bends. Holding the second one down, half range. Make sure your inner thighs are not touching here. If they are, pull that back foot up a little bit. Good. Straight backs. Lift up through the chest. And hold your next one down. Maybe you can tuck the hips forward a touch. Drop the shoulders down a bit. And time for pulses. Stay in control. You got it. Keep pulsing. Small and quick. 3, 2, 1. Bring it up. All right, guys, that's going to be it for our big leg series. Next, we're going to move into some upper body, and we are going to get started with some mini burpees. All right, for those mini burpees, we are going to bend. Take your hands down to the mat. Jump or step your feet back. Jump or step your feet up wide, and then we're going to stand. So we're going to bend, take it back to plank, bring the feet up, and stand. Good. Oh, once again, take it at a speed that works good for you. Mindful of the form. If you feel like you're getting a little bit sloppy with the form, just slow down a little bit. All right, we're going to hold that next plank back. From here, we're going to go into down dog. Lift those hips. Back to plank. Down dog and plank. Arms and legs are both long here. Core is pulled in the whole time. Squeeze your belly in. Hold your next plank down. Step your feet a little bit wider than your mat. We're going to take into shoulder taps. Tapping the opposite shoulder. Keep the legs strong. Try to avoid twisting through the hips here. You want to be very still throughout the whole body so that only one arm at a time is moving. Two more taps. Step your feet back together and gently take your knees down to your mat. We're going to do some push-ups next. So make sure the wrists are right under the shoulders. When we bend, elbows pulling close, and then press. Take it down, bring it up. Neck stays long. Arms squeeze in. Three more. Final one. And take a little stretch back. All right, now we're going to use the seat of our chair to continue with some more of our upper body exercises. So let's do some tricep dips here. Put your fingers on the edge of your seat. You want the palms on the top. Fingers should be able to curl under or hang off the sides. All right, when we bend, your back should run parallel to the chair and press. Bend and press. Once again, you can do these at any speed. Let's go for 3 more. Beautiful job. Now we're going to flip it over. We're going to place our hands on the seat. You can put them on top or you can take them to the side, whatever feels best for you. And we're going to do a knee pull front. So lift one knee at a time. Alternating legs. The neck is long. The core is in. All right, now we're going to take the knee to the opposite wrist. You don't have to tap. You can if you want to. One more on each side. And then drop down to your elbows. This time we're going to do Spider-Man rather. So, elbows are down, neck is long, right knee goes outside the right elbow, and then left knee goes outside the left elbow. Feel those obliques here. Good, we're also working those shoulders, so be sure you're pressing down into the elbows, keeping the core drawn in tight. Let's do one more on each leg. And then bring it up. Take your hands to the chair. Drop your chest down for a little stretch. All right, guys, we're going to bring it up, and now we're going to come onto our backs. Keep your chair just the way it is, and we're going to work some more lower body down here. So we're going to place our heels on top of the seat of the chair, and we're going to start with some hip raises. Bring the hips up and down. Your arms by the side. However, if you would like a greater challenge, you can raise the arms up to the ceiling. Hold your next one up. Now we're going to add some bicycle legs. So if you'd like to lower the toes down, that's a good option here. So right leg, bend and reach, and then reach it all the way out. Then to lift up and lengthen it out. Keep those hips nice and high here. Two more on the right side. And then we're going to switch. So place the right foot down. Left side comes up, reaches away. Keep your hips up. Don't let them sink. Let's do two more with our left leg. Bring both feet to the top of the chair and then roll down your spine nice and slow. Next, we're going to take it into clam lifts. This is going to work inner and outer thigh. So feet can be flat here, or you can come back to the heel position, whichever feels more comfortable for you. We're going to bring those hips up, open the knees wide, squeeze them back together, and drop them down. So lift, open, squeeze, lower. Lift, open, squeeze, lower. Keep that up. We're going to do a few more reps just like that. Let's hold the next one up, open the knees wide, and then squeeze them together. Open and close. Hips stay up. You still have the option to raise the arms if you need a greater challenge here. Two more. Last one. And roll down nice and smooth again. All right, we're going to come up. This time we're going to work the back of the legs, and we're going to do arabesque. So I want your elbows to come back to the seat of the chair. Bend your knees, because I want you to get nice and low for this one. We'll start with our right leg back. We're going to lift and tap the mat. Lift and tap. Draw your core in. Your neck should be long, so don't look back at your feet and don't look forward. Stay nice and neutral there. Every time you lift, lengthen through the toes. Big, long reach. And remember, it's very common to overlift here. You'll know if you overlift if you start to feel it in your lower back. You're picking that leg up way too high. Just lift enough to engage the muscles in the back of the leg, and you still should be able to lengthen the whole time. Hold your next one up, flex your foot, squeeze the heel in, and then press it out. Core is still tight. Bend and reach. Press down through your elbows. Hold your next bent position. And now pulse it up. Little donkey kicks. 3, 2, 1. Time to switch sides. Left leg comes back. Stay nice and low. Push down into the elbows, and then we'll lift and tap. Keeping the core tight will also help to keep this out of the lower back. So always be mindful to draw your navel in towards the spine. Squeeze all the muscles throughout the core. Two more lifts. Hold that second one up and flex the foot. Now we'll bend and straighten. Squeeze that heel in really tight on those bends. Hold your next bent position. Check your form and pulse it up. 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Let's bring it up just for a minute to readjust. And now we're going to do some fire hydrants. So we're going to soften the knees again. Let's start with our left elbow down. And then your right arm is going to have a slight bend, but you can place your palm on the top or the side of your chair. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to start by bending the right knee. We're going to lift, extend, bend, and lower. Lift, extend, bend, and lower. Keep that up. Focus here is going to be the hips, sides of the glutes, sides of the thigh. Keep the core tight, of course. Make sure you're pressing down through that left elbow. We're going to hold the next one up. Just hold the bent knee position. And now we're going to extend and bend, not lowering the leg. Keep that knee lifted. You can do it. Keep it up. Let's go 2 more. You got it. Hold the bent knee. Check out your form, especially through the core. And now we'll pulse that knee up. Little bitty pulses. And 3, 2, 1. Fantastic. We're going to switch her up. All right. Same thing. Just on our left side. So we want the right elbow to drop. Left palm on top of the side of the chair. And let's start by bending the left knee. Here we go. Lift, extend, bend, lower. Lift, extend, bend, lower. Good. You might notice your standing leg is feeling it a little bit. We've already worked that side, so it might be a little fatigued. Sometimes it helps if you straighten that leg for a couple reps and then go back to the bent knee position. Or just take a rest if you need to. Keep the belly in. Hold the next one up. Keeping the knee high, we're going to reach and bend. Reach. Try to get a full extension there, really stretching those muscles out. These are so good for the hips. I'm sure you're feeling it now, right? I know I am. 2 more extensions. And then return to the bent knee position for your hold. Good. Look at your form. Make sure everything's tight. And when you're ready, we'll pulse that knee up. Teeny tiny pulses. The smaller the better, the quicker the better. 3, 2, 1. Whew! Good job, guys. All right, we're going to switch gears and we're going to go into some core work. So let's come all the way down onto our backs. And we're going to start with our legs up on the chair. So let's all begin by taking the arms overhead. We're going to raise the arms up, come all the way up, and all the way down. Now, grab behind the legs, climb up if you need a little assistance. Another way you can modify this one is by taking the feet off of the chair. You can bring them all the way down if you'd like and roll up like this. Okay, the feet elevated does make this one a bit more challenging. Now that we're working core, remember not to push the belly out. We want to keep those muscles drawn in nice and tight. One more time, all the way up, all the way down. And now slide forward and bring your calves up to the top of the chair. We're going to go into our 100. So legs will be relaxed. Head, neck, and shoulders up, but of course you can rest that head back if that feels better. Pumping those arms, we breathe in for 5 pumps, and then blow out for 5 pumps. In, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 5, in, and out. So the goal of the 100 is control, and the main thing you want to think about when you think about the control is through the core. Do not let your stomach rise and fall with your breath. Are you pulling in really tight? And then we're reaching long through those fingertips. Really try to reach towards your chair. Legs are completely relaxed here. In through the nose, and then blow out through the mouth. Blowing through the mouth, just like in Pilates, allows us to get into those deeper core muscles. Let's go 2 more breath cycles. In for 5, blow out for 5. Last one. And rest the head. All right, we're going to come up onto the chair for some more core work, and we're going to start with some tuck-ups. So get your bottom nice and close to the edge of the chair, and then hands on the side. We're going to lean back, and it's okay if you touch the back of the chair, and then we're going to extend the legs out, and then pull them in, bring your back up a little more. So reach and tuck, reach, tuck. Keep the chest lifted. The more you pull the knees in, the more challenging it gets. And we're going to do 2 more. You can do it. Feet come down. Interlace your fingers. Palms face down. Lean back. Lift your heels. We're going to go side to side. I want your tricep to tap the back of the chair. The more you lean back, the harder this gets as well. Drop those elbows down, every twist. 1 more each way. And bring it up. Next, we're going to do hip pull-throughs. This is a great one for those deep transverse abdominis, and it's really good for those lower abs as well. So, actually, let's start with the bent knees. Lift your hips up and off of the chair, and then we're going to pull the hips through. So we're going to bend, and I have to step out a little more than that, and then we're going to lift the toes. I want your hips to go behind your wrist. Push through and bring it up. Push and up. Good. The higher you can pull up through the hips, the better. Two more. And have a seat. Good work, guys. We are going to take the remainder of our time together to do a quick little stretch. And I love these stretches because you can actually do them anywhere, at your desk, on your couch, anything in a seated position. So I want to show you just a few fun stretches to do here. So starting with hips. Take your right ankle onto the top thigh, and then we're going to slightly lean forward. And switch it up. And bring it up. Now we're going to grab the sides of our chair, lean forward, squeeze the shoulder blades together, bring the chin up. Make sure the shoulder blades are low, not up into your ears. And release. Open your legs to a small V. Lean forward, stretching the backs of the legs. You can do this with your heels up too. It gets a little more intense. I'm sorry, not heels. Toes up, heels down. It gets a little more intense that way if you need a deeper stretch. And bring it up. We're going to finish with a twist. So just turn. You can grab the back of your chair, maybe grab all the way to the other side. just for a little twist through the spine. And switch her up. And that is it for today, guys. Thank you so much for joining me once again, and I hope you have a wonderful day.